Okay, I'm going ahead and start recording now. Well, welcome to another edition of Lean Six Sigma Training Forum. I'm Eric Olson, and today we're going to cover the Session 9 Analyze 2 Hypothesis Testing from the Morstein material. Let me just see. So far, we're looking pretty light on participants. The summer's getting, I guess, dragging on for a little bit, but I see we got Cassie on, Robbie's there, and Tom's there. So hopefully we'll have a few more people joining us as the session goes on, but you can always catch this recording later on and watch it and respond to the guest speaker quiz and whatnot. Okay, so with that, we just cover a few administrative items real quick here. Just make sure with your names, looks like we got our names and locations on there, so we look like we're doing pretty good. Cassie, I know you're on your phone listening, so that's okay. All right, so here we got the overview plan for the class. Let me go ahead and get my little marker up here and going here. Maybe not. Oop, the other end. So do a little annotation here, drawing. Okay, so we're down here in the Analyze section on Session 9. We're going to be talking about hypothesis testing. You'll note, once again, we sort of talked about the fact that the green belts, both at the transactional green belt and the regular green belt, are doing sort of 3 sessions to get through the end of the quarter here, but that the black belts are still going to be sort of been analyzed. They've got a 23-hour session that they're going through, and we'll pick up with you guys later. Let's see, today, or one thing to certainly highlight is you've got the final project is due this Sunday at 11 p.m. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those look like. So you're going to be studying the improved material this week. You're going to have to look ahead a little bit to control, to see what some of the control tools might be if you haven't done so already. But check that stuff out and give me some good mini projects here on Sunday. And then next class, what we'll be doing is we won't have a, let's see, next class, yeah, we will have a guest speaker next week. And then the following week after that, we'll be talking about those mini projects during the class after I've had a time to take a look at them a little bit. All right. One thing on the administrative side, I moved that practice test. I sort of mistakenly put it a week ahead. So now this practice test is due out here, not due until the 21st, August 21st. That makes a lot more sense to do the practice test after you've completed all the material in the online training. Okay. Any questions from anybody as far as the class plan goes? I apologize for the scribbling. I'm playing with a little thicker marker here than I had in the past. But any questions on that? Items due, what's due when? Not appearing on the schedule here. Also, I sent you guys by email an invitation to a little hobnob that we're having at my house this Friday. One of the downsides of being an online class is I never get to see you guys in person. But if for some reason you just happen to be in San Luis Obispo on this Friday, you're welcome to come over to my house. We're going to be roasting some corn on the cob, and we can, have a beer or a glass of wine or a soda or whatever. Okay, so you're all welcome to come to that. All right, then. If there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and move on. And let's go ahead and erase those markings there. All right, so talking about the practice exam, there are, here are some instructions for when you do get to take that practice exam. You can take the practice exam anytime after you've finished all the sessions on Morstein, okay? The practice exam is 60 minutes versus 3 hours for the final exam. There's only 10 questions, which is 6 minutes per question. So make sure you budget your time accordingly. But I want to make sure you note that the final exam is 3 hours and 50 questions, and it's 3.6 minutes per question. So what you might want to do is you want to say, okay, I'm going to take, if I can finish the practice test in 36 minutes, you'll have an equivalent tack time to what you have to do on the final exam. So if it's taking you longer than 36 minutes, you might want to sort of think about, whether you need a little bit more practice, whether you've gotten, your routine down on answering those test questions. So there's a running clock. The clock only updates when you load a new question. So if you stay on one question for 36 minutes, it's going to tell you that you still have, a full 60 minutes left. And then when you hit the button, it's going to say, okay, whoops, you've only got that 24 minutes left to finish all the other questions. You can skip and return, but you can't close the browser well, you can skip and return to the answer later, but the clock is going to keep on running. Once you've answered a question, you can't change it, as opposed to typical practice questions on Morsteam where you get two chances at a question, or they'll give you another question if you get one wrong. This is, you get what you get. So, one question, one answer, all right? Any questions on the practice test or what that looks like or what that's going to be about? We'll talk about this a little bit more next week also as you get ready to move into this mode. If you got a question, go ahead and raise your hand. All right. Seeing no questions. And let's see. So now we're up to 8 participants. Let me kind of write that number down there. All right, so we have 8 participants. Let's see. Let me go ahead and move ahead here. All right, Laura, since Laura's out. Oh, Judy, you've got a question. Go ahead. Hey, Judy, do you got a question?
Sorry, disorganized. It came in just a little bit late, so I just wanted to check. You were talking about the practice exam, and I wanted to find out, I saw your email, and it was addressed to green belts. Is the practice exam only for green belts? Yeah, the practice exam is only for green belts. So what happens is black belts will take their practice exam in December, okay. And the transactional green belt people, if they want to proceed and get certified and do a project, you will take your practice exam and the actual exam as part of the certification process right before you do your project. Okay? Got it. Thank you.
All right, sure. Any other questions?
Could you, yes, sorry, this is Charles. I'll raise my hand.
That's okay. That's okay, Charles. You just go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. Oh, I was just wondering, could you just repeat the part that you said about the transactional, please, for me?
Yeah. Okay. So on the transactional green belt, the way the program is set up to be certified, you have to complete this class with an 80% or better and do your mini project. And then if you want to go on to be certified as a transactional green belt, as part of that process, there's an additional fee. We enroll you in another product from Morsteam called Project Traction. And before we let you do your project, we'll give you the practice test and the final exam as sort of a qualifier for entering into that certification. And then you'll have to do your project. All right. So one way when we're setting up this these belt training and certification courses originally at Cal Poly, we bundled it differently than Morsteam typically bundles the elements. So when we do the green belt class at Cal Poly, we bundled the final exam with the training. And what we do in the transactional is instead of bundling it with the training, we bundle the exam with the project. Does that make sense, Charles? It's really just trying to get alignment with, you know, how Morstein more typically handles this thing. Because when we do the transactional greenbelt across the CSU, it's kind of a bigger model, and we wanted to be able to handle it a little bit more effectively if other people join in.
Okay, so for the transactional, you're saying that it would be bundled, that the for those that decide to continue and go on to get the certification, that the final exam would be bundled with the project. Is that what you said?
Exactly, Charles.
Okay, and so that would happen at a later date then?
Yeah. When you're ready. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Judy, is your hand still up, or are you just you have a question, or you just forget to put down your hand? Okay, we're ready to go. All right. Let's see. So I'm not gonna. Last week we did a little bit about continuing your belt story. We're still in the analyze phase. In continuing your story, the analyze is about, what kind of analysis are you doing or trying to identify the root cause. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully all you guys are on board with that and are putting your story together. Hopefully we'll see what that all looks like when you hand in your mini projects this Sunday. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my celebrity interview. I am going to first stop recording so I can break my recording up.